Hi everybody, my name is David Golding. I'm known as the Sober Coach Dubai. I live and work in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. I am a certified and professional recovery mentor, and I work with private clients to help them quit drinking, quit drug taking, and quit gambling. Okay, let me go back to my story. I grew up in Somerset and a town called Burnham-on-Sea, which is a little seaside town in the UK. And on that town, on the seafront, there was a building called the Pavilion. And inside that building were slot machines, pinball machines, asteroids, and space invaders. I used to go there as a 7-year-old, and I used to go in there with my pocket money, and I used to gamble. And now I was hooked at the age of 7. Flashing lights and the opportunity to win money. I used to steal, all my pocket money used to go there, and pretty much every day after school I'd go there, and at the weekends I'd go there. And I didn't know that even at that age, I had the disease of more. There wasn't enough that I could do to get more of that dopamine rush. I found alcohol at the age of 11. I was really tall, 6'6", and I could go to pubs, and I started drinking, and I found that alcohol helped me get over my social anxiety. Normally I'd be this shy, retiring boy who couldn't connect with people. I felt very different. I felt very alien. These guys were all popular and successful, and I wasn't. But when I found alcohol, I found that 3 or 4 pints in, I could talk to anyone. I was really funny, I could talk to girls, and that's the way my alcohol consumption began. And the truth is that it became a thread. It became a constant thread in my life that wherever I worked, I would take alcohol. Now, I would say that I work hard and play hard. That's a phrase that we've all said, but I really took it to extremes. I was pretty successful at work. I've had 5 different careers in my life. I started out studying nuclear physics at university. I became a software engineer in the British military and banking. I've lived and travelled around the world. I went to Switzerland and Sweden. I had a green card and lived in the USA for a while. And the trouble is, everywhere I went, I was taking me with me. And I was this guy who on the surface would wear a mask saying, "Oh, I'm really happy and everything's great." But inside I wasn't. I was a broken man. And I turned to alcohol to help me get over that anxiety and to be the crutch. That's something that soothed me when things weren't going well. The trouble was, after doing that for 30 years, I would drink to celebrate and I would drink to commiserate. There was always a reason why I would drink. Around the age of 42, I started my own company. I left working for corporations and I started my own business, and unfortunately it was really successful. You'd say, why unfortunately? Well, it gave me access to lots and lots of money. I became a multi-millionaire, and the trouble with money is, in my hands, I don't make good choices. Money's great, it gives you choices. And sure, I had McLarens and Ferraris, I had access to private jets and helicopters and yachts. I traveled around the world, but the truth is that everywhere I went, I was miserable and I was always drinking. I also found cocaine, and at that point my life really spiraled down. When I was drinking, it was a great idea to buy some drugs. When I was drugging, it was a great idea to gamble, and I'd be locked in this cycle. Around 2009, I went to rehab for the first time, and the trouble was I didn't listen. I didn't identify with the people that were getting well. I thought I was very, very different. Hey, look, I'm sort of rich and famous. I'm this different guy. You guys are all losers. Gosh, there's heroin addicts here. I completely looked at everybody else and judged them. Little did I know that I was one of them too. Now, actually, in 2014, I had 5 years back in the madness, and I tried to take my own life, and I ended up back in rehab, but I still didn't listen. And I know that what was happening there was, it wasn't that I wasn't having enough pain. And people would say, David, surely you've had enough pain. Well, I was having enough pain. The thing that I didn't have was hope. I didn't believe that I was somebody that was worthy or could get clean and sober. And it wasn't until 2019, another 5 years in the madness, before I actually went back to rehab, listened to what they said, and sure enough, it's worked. It's worked. Recovery really works. So now I spend my time helping other men. I work with them, and I know that we can all get sober. We have to begin. We have to start the journey of recovery. Living in the madness, and that's exactly what it was. It took me to death and destruction. It was just absolutely awful. But in recovery, it's a wonderful world where I don't think about drinking, I don't need drugs, and I don't need gambling. So if you want to reach out to somebody and talk about how you begin your recovery journey, you can speak to me. Thanks for listening. Okay, bye-bye.